Hey guys, welcome back to the Blue Milk Show. Today we're gonna do some Ain't That Some Bullshit. I'm your host, Scotty Too Hottie.
And I'm Tim the Toolman.
Swallows.
Okay.
You forgot
something cool, but
I thought you forgot your last name for a second.
no, I just
Alright guys, we're gonna do some Ain't That Some Bullshit. Basically, right now people are just dropping dead. I mean, yesterday morning, while I was at work, a younger lady got hit by a car and died within a couple hours out in the street from in front of the Philadelphia produce market. It's a real shame. She had 4 kids. The guy took off at first, but he did come back. One of my former coworkers actually witnessed it, and he said it was one of the worst sounds he ever heard in his
Jesus
life.
Christ.
I
never understood the point of view of a hit and run. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like people, it's like a weird thing. Like, I was talking to Jim about like my brother about the Kevin Spacey stuff and all that kind of stuff. Like, horrible things people can relate to if you're like honest about it. But when you're sneaky, then people are just like, "There's no way I would ever do that." So like, if you come back and you're like, "Oh my God, you called," if you're the first one to call 911, you're the guy who did it, you have a better chance of nothing happening at all. Because they showed you cared. You know what I mean? People can forgive when it shows that it really was an accident. But when you're the asshole who leaves the scene of a crime, then it's like, we want blood. Like, I want that guy to get the death penalty.
He did come back.
You know what I mean? And so he came back, and that's nice. But I mean, like, it's just, like, I never understood the hit and run mentality. Like, if I ever hit somebody as horrible as that would be, like, just stay behind and try to help. Show that you care a little bit. Even if you're drunk, even if you're high, like, it's better than, like, being the guy who runs away and somebody outing you. Because then they will put you in the news. Everyone will just look at you like you're the biggest piece of shit that ever walked the earth. Like, you're better, and you'll go to jail forever. You know what I mean? Like, you need, like that's like the one lesson people need to know, even in those fucked up situations, is like, always help.
Yes.
Even if it's your fault, always help.
I must agree with you on that one. I sure as hell don't want to go to jail, and I sure as hell don't want to ever do that to somebody. But not just that, like,
I mean, like, if the worst case scenario happened and that happened to you, like, if you stay behind and you help and you are the good guy, if you try your best, even if you're found at fault, even if you lose your license, even, like, I'm not trying to put a spin on it, but, like, no one's going to throw the book at you if you were a guy who's in tears, as well as the family, that this horrible thing happened and you tried your best to prevent it. You know what I mean? Like, just do what you can. Don't be the asshole. Don't speed away. Don't run away.
Well,
for any kind of crime, any kind of shit like that, don't be the guy who runs away. It's so pathetic.
Be the guy who stands there.
Drives me nuts.
But just not that, afterwards, like today, some other guy died at work from a heart attack that's only a year or two older than me. And then, this morning at like 12 o'clock, I find out Roy Halladay dies, which we just did a tribute show to him. This week, you just said with Kevin Spacey. Oh, Jesus, what the hell is he doing? Granted, it was 1986 at his apartment.
And there might be some newer stuff since then, but...
Oh, well, yeah. But he also took this time of, this delicate situation to say, well, you know what? I'm gay.
Here's the scenarios on how it's different, okay? And I'm just going to paint you 2 pictures. And these 2 scenarios weren't like rape or sexual assault, so it's a little bit different. But Hugh Grant gets caught DUI high with a trainee hooker in his car and makes fun of it on Jay Leno, and everyone forgives him and moves on with their lives. And then you have, like, Robert Downey Jr. goes to fucking jail for how bad he is addicted to drugs. Everyone forgave him and moved on. Now he's on top of the world. It's because they owned it. You know what I mean? Like, Hugh Grant went on TV and made fun of himself. It's just like, oh, well, I guess next time I'm with a tranny, I just won't get caught. Like, he was just like, yes, I like trannies. You know what I mean? But, like, all Kevin Spacey would have to do would, like, A, not use it to come out, and then just be like, hey, I'm sorry. I come on too strong. I probably push the limits. I have a problem, things like that. But when he, like, uses, like, when he's just like, oh, I don't remember, sorry if it happened to you, I don't remember it happening. Now everyone, because people relate to DUIs, people relate to you cheating on your wife and having illegitimate kids, because these are all scenarios that people can be like, oh man, I probably drank too much before and got behind the wheel. Oh man, that could happen to me too. There's a lot of scenarios that his actors go through where people are like, I can relate to it.
He's really thought about this.
But
Jesus.
nobody, sorry, I think about a lot of shit all day. But nobody's ever like, I can totally relate to a rapist. You know?
Well,
or sexual assault, because nobody's like, I would never do that.
Yeah,
but if he came out and was like, I have a problem, I was too drunk, I was impaired, I have an addiction, blah, 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 people would be like, all right, at least he's coming clean and we'll give him another chance one day. You know what I mean?
He did basically state that. He didn't acknowledge that he even said that.
He was like, sorry if it happened to you, I don't remember it.
Yeah.
That's a cop-out.
That was his basic.
That's a cop-out.
His apology, but
you know, David Duchovny lost his job on a TV show, got divorced from his wife for sexual addiction because he was banging too many extras on his TV show. And then just admitted to it. And guess what? Now X-Files is coming back. No one cares.
And Californications was the shit.
And I'm willing to bet he probably got drunk too many times and groped an ass or two and really, like, and there's probably shit about him that'll come out one day, but because he copped to his shit and accepted it, people can forgive. The whole point of this shit going on in the world is the world. Like, whether Kevin Spacey did or didn't do anything, doesn't matter. The world judging him is what matters, you know? That's what's fucked up. That's the bullshit right there.
Well, not just that, but did you see all the other shit that's coming out? All the other allegations and shit with other actors and with Corey Feldman starting.
The Corey Feldman thing is interesting just because he like did some interview where he was just like, go on the record, go in 1993 back when they interviewed me with Michael Jackson. Yeah. And he's like, I named all the names of the people who raped me, basically. And then what the cops heard was, but what did Michael do? And he was like, so I mean, the dude tried, I guess.
Well, I guess it's true. They only wanted Michael at the time. They wanted the one glove. They just couldn't get him.
They wanted that one innocent black man to throw in jail.
What woman?
You ever see that South Park?
Yeah.
I thought woman?
Yeah, well, let's not insult Michael Jackson here.
Yeah, come on. He's the king of pop.
Yeah,
you know,
fucking right he is.
Like, I'll make fun of him when he's alive, but not now that he's dead. That's disrespectful, you know?
Yeah.
Like Prince is protected now. I don't even like Prince, but he's protected. I feel like he contributed enough to music to be protected under the grandfather clause.
Do you know how much he did?
Who?
Prince actually did a lot.
Prince is.
I didn't know he did as much as he did. Until...
Wait, like drugs or
no, like music wise.
Oh, well, I thought you were getting at like horrible things. I'm like, what horrible things did he do?
He ghostwriter did a lot of shit.
Oh yeah.
Not just that, his guitar skills and you know.
Prince was like he was shit. Who did he? Was it Tom Petty or Led Zeppelin? Somebody he guested with at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I can't remember who it was. He just came out on stage and played a guitar solo. And it's going to drive me crazy. I can't believe I don't remember right now because I'm usually the source of knowledge.
Did they come with how Tom Petty actually died? Was that natural?
A heart attack? No, natural heart attack. No, I mean, we'll see whether it was caused from smoking or drinking or who knows. But I mean, natural heart attack is what they're saying right now. That's another bummer.
It seems like all the great actors and famous people are dying. Why can't like fucking Pauly Shore?
I was going to
off.
No, don't wish it on him.
No, I don't wish it on nobody.
No, Pauly Shore is cool too and all, but I mean, like no, like Tom Petty, I was going to go see over the summer because he announced ahead of time. He's like, "This is my final tour, big tour. I'll still play shows, but this is the last hurrah."
Yeah.
And then I was going to buy tickets to go, and I was going to like just deal with it, suck it up, bucket list kind of thing. And then, like, a week before he came to Philly, he was just like, I'm not quitting forever. This is just the last grand tour. I'll still come around and play small clubs. And I was just like, yeah, well, fuck that. If I'm going to spend, like, $100 to see Tom Petty, I'm going to go see him in a club, not an arena. You know, that'll be cool. Right. And he fucking died a month later.
That's almost like George Carlin. I was waiting to get tickets to go to Atlantic City his next trip down here, and I was going to go see him. That was, like, one of my biggest things I always wanted to see is George Carlin live. Sure
Anybody.
He fucking passed. Great comedian. Robin Williams, another. Yeah, we're losing famous people. Like,
I signed up. Fun fact: I signed up to be an extra in Jersey Girl when they were filming in Philly, and then I like didn't. Maybe I'd missed the day to go or something like that. But they contacted me and they're like, "Oh, we still need extras for Pittsburgh." And I was just like, "Oh, I'm not going to drive 6 hours to make $100 to Pittsburgh." But I was like, well, "But it's a Kevin Smith movie, so that's kind of cool." And like, I didn't have a job at the time, so I thought about it, but I never went to get there. So I was just like, "Oh, fuck it." But the scene in Pittsburgh was when George Carlin and Ben Affleck are at like the union meeting, basically, and like I would play a union guy in the background. Yeah. So that would have been my one time to meet George Carlin, and I fucking blew it. He died like 2 years later.
Yeah, that does.
A guy, I want to give a shout out to Stanley. He's still doing things in the movies.
I don't want to be like the
Cameos.
Debbie Downer, but like his wife just died of like 55 years.
And
Stanley is probably going to die. So
I
that's going to
also-
be a huge heartbreaker for us.
Spoiler alert here. I also loved his scene in Thor Ragnarok. He cut Thor's hair off.
Oh man, why would you spoil it for me?
You said you weren't
I'm
going to
not
see
gonna
it
say
anyway.
it, yeah.
But the scene itself, he said, you know, the way Thor reacted, he's like, "You will not touch the hair on my head." And then he started up those clippers. He's like, "Please don't cut my hair."
How about in Spider-Man when he's like hitting on the woman across the alley? Like, Dolores, how you been?
Yeah.
You're looking pretty good over there.
Anthony's yelling at Spider-Man for stealing the car. He's like, "What are you doing down there? That's his car." But now we'll just jump subjects because this is something that's really boiling me over right here.
Go
And
for it.
it's definitely ain't that some fucking bullshit. Because they're remaking movies left and right. Now, what I was trying to say earlier, try to give an actor that's passed at least a grace period of 10 years before you start remaking his fucking movies.
Oh,
They're doing it with
agreed.
Robin Williams. They did it with Patrick Swayze. They at least give this actor, and it's not like they're picking like their shitty movies.
If it's a cameo, then who cares? But like starring movie is like a ridiculous, you know, like
yeah, Aladdin.
like
Jumanji.
you know all they're waiting for is Christopher Lloyd or Michael J. Fox to die before Back to the Future comes out. Like
But
it's been
my
talked
thing.
about. Like it's happening.
Yeah, it's
already
definitely.
made money. It can make that money again. That's why they're not leaving.
Yeah, just give them 10 years.
When did Ghostbusters come out?
1980.
About 2 years after Harold Ramis died. Think about that. Harold Ramis is working on a sequel all his life. Couldn't get everyone on board. Bill Murray gets on board, then the rest of the guys on board. It's back
No,
and
he
forth.
wasn't on board.
Hey, he had a shot in.
Bill Murray was
Wrapped
on
Up.
board to the story of the
No.
video game, but then he just didn't want to make the movie. He didn't think it was right. He still kept putting it off. Bill Murray was always like on board if it was right kind of thing,
Yeah.
and it was just never right. And the movie fucking sucked. So to
I don't
me,
even
that was a good
understand
choice.
how he can cameo in that fucking movie because that movie fucking blew.
In our defense,
I was the worst. I don't know.
I didn't even finish it. To me and Rachel watched it. She wanted to watch it with me, and I was like, "Please don't make me watch this shitty movie." And she's like, "No, Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, Damon, everything." She's like, "It's got to be funny." So we watch it, and we literally got an hour. And she turns to the movie, and she's like, "You can turn it off if you want. This sucks." I'm like, "Sweet."
But
Actually,
you know
the
what?
funniest part of the
Our
movie was
5-year-old son
Chris Helmsworth.
What's that?
our 5-year-old son liked it.
Oh God, his opinion doesn't matter about anything. He's 5.
He's 5. And at the time,
Hey,
it's the
man.
only Ghostbuster movie coming out, considering he's addicted to both
All
the
right.
older movies that came out
He
20
Do you know what my all-time
It
favorite
was
movie was at
20
5?
times.
Over the Top. Do we want to get a hand raise on that being the best movie
Over the
ever?
top. Oh, the arm wrestling
Yeah,
movie?
Sylvester
Oh,
Stallone.
Oh, dude, I just watched that the other day. That was my favorite movie when I was a kid.
Say that again.
That, Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone.
Great movie.
He was an arm
He
wrestler.
wins the love of his son using semi-trucks and arm wrestling.
I-
And then the kid has his own Daddy Warbucks crazy asshole guy. Like it's a good story, even though it's a really bad movie.
What
overall.
else was it? Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off was good.
Oh.
Howard the Duck was that was another one when I was a kid. That was
Yeah, I
that
used
was
to like
like
that.
the bomb for
He
me.
was like one of the first characters that broke the fourth wall.
Who's that? Oh, Howard the Duck.
He was also the first Marvel movie.
By the way, so I saw that when I was first Marvel movie, George Lucas movie at that too. And then also when I was a kid, I like now you see movies like 20, 30 years later and you're like, oh
Yeah.
shit, I didn't pick up on that. There's literally a scene where he bangs Leah Thompson
Yeah, I know.
and he pulls out a duck condom. And I didn't, and like I'm 25 watching this and I'm like laughing my ass off. I'm like, how did I never see this before? And I'm thinking like, well, my brain just wasn't aware of what was happening, I guess, when I was 6.
5, 6 years old.
Another movie we watched was Little Monsters.
Yeah, you remember Little
That's
Monsters?
a weird one. I tried watching it the other day on Netflix. And it didn't have
Yeah,
the
we
same.
just-
It
I
didn't have the
just-
same '80s
Yeah,
thing for me.
I tried to get Cole to watch it. Didn't happen.
Yeah, there's like I was watching. Speaking of like Harvey, not Keitel. What the fuck's his name? What's Bobby? What's the main dude's name from Deal or No Deal?
Oh,
I was gonna say Harvey Keitel. That's not his fucking
We
name.
don't know.
Germaphobe guy.
can't
remember his
He
name.
played Bobby.
Yeah. So well, whatever. I was watching Bobby's
Yeah.
World,
yeah.
and that doesn't hold up. That was the end of my
I
story.
can't even do his voice. Yeah.
I tried. It's on Amazon Prime now, so I watched like 4 episodes in a row, and I was like, this sucks.
I wonder if Cole would watch that. That was a good cartoon.
It's definitely a kid show still.
Yeah.
It's not a kid show that adults fondly remember. It's just a kid show. That's all it is.
Do you think they can remake Gremlins?
They are going to remake Gremlins.
If that, if like
They're remaking Gremlins, RoboCop. There's a whole list of fucking movies.
RoboCop was already remade. I thought it was awesome.
They're redoing it.
Everyone hated it.
No, I thought it sucked.
Really?
Yeah, come on, man. How are you going to try to kill him off? That RoboCop, the first one, when Murphy died?
I thought that was cool. I also liked...
That was the most vicious death I've seen when I was a child. It traumatized me.
What was the Colin Farrell remake of Arnold? Total Recall.
Total Recall.
That was awesome, too, I thought.
I thought that sucked.
You fucking
The
action
original was
kids.
better.
The original sucked, too, but it was better.
See, like, action movies of the 80s and 90s, I feel like rarely, like, were they amazing. They were always, like, redoable kind of thing. So, like, those movies, those examples, at
A
least,
lot
I
of
thought
them
were
were.
awesome.
I
You know
mean,
who's a great actor? Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds is awesome. Like,
And
I'll
is
see
that
anything
list?
with him. I think The Hitman's Bodyguard looks like one of the worst movies ever made, but I'll watch it because he's in it,
It was
to be
good.
honest. I didn't even say it.
It was
That's one of
really
my
good.
to-do list movies.
I loved it.
I thought Safe House looked like garbage because Denzel has been making like shit over the top movies way too much.
That's like 10 years
That was like
ago.
that was like one of the. I mean, like that's like Ryan Reynolds to me. His peak before Deadpool was like 2003. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like all the movies around there.
Well,
I kinda
Green
associate.
Lantern fucked that all up for him.
He still sucks.
Even though it wasn't terrible, it just was way disappointing. So we had to blame him.
All right, where we at on our time count there?
16 minutes.
Fuck
Alright.
it, let's go to an even 20 and we'll call it a day.
All right, guys, what do you want to continue talking about here?
We can keep going down the Ryan Reynolds rabbit hole.
Nah, let's not keep going down there. Besides, if you do want to see that movie, what was it, Bodyguard? What was it called of it?
What are you talking about?
His latest one.
Oh, the Hitman's Bodyguard.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
All right, I have a great question for you guys.
Go on.
Is it too early to put the Christmas tree up today?
Yes.
Yes, are you a fucking savage?
Are you-
Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving.
I need to explain why it's too early to put your Christmas tree up.
I feel like
Because
before,
we didn't
before
have
Thanksgiving is
Thanksgiving
allowed.
dinner.
Before Thanksgiving is allowed, if it's literally the day before Thanksgiving, that's kind of like
December
the rule to me,
1st should
'cause
be
you're
the
off for
time
the
you put
weekend.
up your Christmas lights and Christmas tree. Motherfuckers that got their Christmas lights up right now after Halloween.
My job put up the Christmas
I
lights on Halloween
hope
day.
people
Halloween
steal their
day.
decorations.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, that's how it was for the past couple years for us. The tree didn't go up the 3
You
days
know, we
before.
got Cole up on the shelf, and you realize that Thanksgiving night is tonight. He's supposed to make his
Appearance.
appearance.
Yeah, fuck that little.
Because like when you're a
shelf.
little kid, they always tell you like 1 month before Christmas kind of thing. So like I think Thanksgiving is fair. It's fair.
I'm actually looking forward to Elf on the Shelf. I had fun playing with that thing, setting them on.
I
in
feel like if
weird
I had kids, that
positions.
would be a fun game as well. It looks fun.
I always try to outdo myself the following day.
It is fun because like he doesn't have too much longer until he knows the secret.
Christmas is not
I
Christmas.
can't believe someone got that idea. Like they just took an elf doll and put it on a shelf, and then claimed the trademark of the idea of putting an elf on a shelf.
And making money off
That's
it.
ridiculous.
It's awesome.
Chris Kringle did it.
Blows me away. Let's copyright some shit that people used to do 100 years ago as tradition that they don't do anymore.
I can't really think of anything right now, but that's not a bad idea.
Like advent calendars, they still do them. Have we
Yes,
passed the
right.
point of them being popular, or we can claim it as our own?
I have to buy 2 of them. One for my son Cole and one for Scotty.
I should.
Maybe
I will say. I think when I converted Rachel to being from Jew to Christian was when I was just like, look, there's a calendar, and there's candy. Like it's the best thing. ever.
Every
Like when I was a
day.
kid,
For every
I was
day
like,
you get to open one.
I
box
know
of
it was like the
candy.
most thing. I remember one time my mom was just like, oh, we have an advent calendar on the fridge and in the living room. I was like, yes, I definitely get to open one up. So does Jim. We get candy every day. Boom.
Rachel's Jewish.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I knew she was a Jew.
Oh man.
Like how Jew is she?
Whoa. Let's watch the way you're saying that. Over
Yeah,
there.
let's watch the way you're saying the word Jew, because like she
This-
is a Jew, but when you use it as a
We're not putting
verb
them in
instead of a
ovens.
noun, now it's a little.
We're not-
Whoa, she's a Jew? Jesus.
We're not putting them in ovens.
What's
No
the-
adjectives. No adjectives.
What's the
Don't-
time count now? Because it sounds like we should end this show.
Yeah, I kind of
No,
regret
we still have a minute.
even
We
We
hearing
stop,
the
we still have a
word.
minute to stop you from saying racial slurs on the show.
Sweet. All right, so I'm a fan of Jewish people.
I like Adam Sandler.
Is he Jewish?
Yes. What do you do?
I like Harvey Keitel. I think he's Jewish.
You ever
Maybe.
hear the Dreidel song?
The what?
Dreidel.
Dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. I made you out of clay. I've been to Seders before and Passovers. I've done the prayers. I've immersed myself in the Jewish culture slightly. And I can say that it's tolerable.
Is that only because
And their food is delicious. I thought it looked disgusting.
I
but
don't
it is
find
good.
myself. I mean, I want to be religious, but I don't know. Your own religion is your own religion.
That's where I stand. I'm not,
I don't want to be picky to what imaginary guy you want to believe in. So
whoever believes in what is cool. And know what I
Yes.
believe in? I believe in Ryan Reynolds getting a do-over, and that's why Deadpool happened.
I believe in love.
I believe.
So I think we should all forgive Ben Affleck.
I believe
and embrace his
if
Batman.
he would have actually played a better character in DC, like the Flash, a
Right.
smart ass.
I think Flash would have been better, to be honest.
Yeah.
Excuse me. He did a good job.
Plus, Green Lantern was black. Like I grew up with Green
We're
Lantern
talking
being a
about
black
Ryan
guy,
Reynolds.
so-
Playing the
I thought
Flash.
he was talking about Ben Affleck being Batman.
No, I just threw it in there. I was just saying that like we can give him another shot. Like we gave Ryan Reynolds a shot. Deadpool's awesome. So I think people need no. I know Batman already happened twice
It
now,
was awesome.
but people are
Both
still
times.
complaining about Ben Affleck being Batman. Like move on. It
It's
happened.
a sexy Batman.
They'll get someone else in 3 years. You know.
All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, may the force be with you.
Farts.